Hey guys, Sector701 here, and today video is going to be an Apex gameplay on Sector's account. I'll explain that in a second. In this video, I wanted to go through what you're going to see on the stream for the next couple weeks, because I've sort of just gotten this idea, this little goal that I want to hit on Apex. I've never done the ranked grind on this game before. I've sort of like dabbled, and I've played it a little bit here and there, but I've never really full sent a season and tried to see how high I could get. And even then, this season isn't necessarily that, because we started a little late. I think that we started grinding it at the exact halfway point through the season. Maybe it might have been like a little bit earlier, a little bit later, but like around the halfway point. So even then, it's not exactly what I was going for going for an entire season and trying to see how far we could get in an entire season, because it's only like half the season. But regardless, I still want to make the goal of hitting Predator. That's what I wanted to try to do. And I think that even with the low amount of time, we definitely would be at a big advantage if we started in the beginning. I still think we can do it, and that is what I want to try to do. And basically that's what I'm going to be going for. So we've already seen it for about a week and a half now on stream, and going to see it for the next couple weeks too, because I think there is about 2 weeks exactly, on Tuesday I believe, 2 weeks exactly left in the season. And I'm going to be grinding it out and going for that pred. So where I am on my main account right now is, on my main account, I'm Diamond 3, very, very, very close to Diamond 2. I think I'm just a little bit of RP off of Diamond 2, like 100 or something like that. Basically 1 win away, pretty much 1 win away from Diamond 2. And that is where I'm at on my main account, and I want to try to get that all the way up to pred. And if you aren't aware of how the Apex system works, the RP is the score that you keep track of, I guess, and Predator is the top 500 players on the platform, and 500th right now is at around like 12,100 RP. That'll increase for sure by the end of the season, but 500th right now is around 12,100, and again, I'm at 8,000, around 8,500. And even though the gains have slowed, and even though it definitely has gotten harder, at the higher level, we're still gaining RP, and I still think that it's very possible with the amount that we're gaining, especially considering the fact that we have not played a team of 3 with comms yet. We've done all this grinding, we've gotten up to this RP score with mostly just me playing with Matt, and Matt not having a headset. So a lot of this RP, well, actually I shouldn't even say a lot, literally all of this RP score, well, I guess that's not technically true, all of this RP score after hitting like platinum and diamond, because before, when we were in silver and gold, bronze, whatever, we were playing with a team of 3. I think I played a lot with Justin, and maybe played some with Jared and Armada too, and like a little bit of variety there. But it didn't really matter, because those levels, the difference is so large. It didn't really matter. I think we could have gotten pretty high up even without a team of 3. I probably could have solo grinded. It would have took longer for sure, but I could have solo grinded if I wanted to diamond. It's just and not to discredit anyone that I played with, I'm just pointing out the fact that like the rank difference is that high. Like those lower levels, you don't really need full comms or a full team to make some good gains, if you're capable enough. Whereas once you get to the higher levels, I think that it gets to the point where, unless you're literally a god, you really do need a team of 3. You need communication, you need all that. And hopefully, starting this week, we will have a team of 3, and we will have comms on everybody, which I think will make a huge difference. And I will be surprised if we don't start to make much more massive gains than we were before. I think we were already doing quite well, considering I think Matt and I, for the most part, were gaining 400 to 500 RP a day at diamond level, no comms between us at all, and not having a third. And 400 to 500, all those things considered, is pretty good. I think that with a team of 3 with full comms and going as hard as possible, I think that we could make 1,000 a day. I really do. I think that we could, at least in the diamond level, I think that 100% in a good grind sesh, we could hit 1,000, and that could maybe be like our top end goal. We could maybe make more than that, but I would say at least like 600 to 800, at least 600 to 800. And if you look at it, with 2 weeks to go, where we're at, if we're playing like 10 of those 14 days and we're hitting 600 to 800 RP, pretty sure that'll be enough. So that's what I'm hoping for, and it will get harder too, because again, if you didn't get how the Apex rank system works, it will get more difficult, because we do have another rank. So Masters and Predator are the same amount of entry costs. So if you go back to the beginning of this video and look, when you enter a game in Apex Ranked, it costs a certain amount of points, and that's kind of like the risk reward, is that every time you enter a game, you are at negative points at the start, but the better you play and like the better you place and the more kills you get, the higher your score will get. And so there's that risk. Like if you go into a game and you do really poorly, you could drop score and you could drop rank if you have a series of games where you're doing really poorly. But again, same thing. Like if you're having a series of games where you're doing really well and you're gaining a ton of points, then that negative points in the beginning isn't even going to matter. You know, if you're winning like 3 games in a row, it's not even going to matter. You're gaining the most you possibly can. So that's the risk that every team, that every player has in this ranked mode when they enter in, is that negative RP. And you need to do well in the games, and you need to be consistent. You need to be very consistent. Consistency is the key in ranking up here in order to climb. And so far, like I said, all things considered, with like all these factors going against us, we've been pretty consistent already, and I think that our consistency is going to rise a lot. I will be surprised if it doesn't. So today, or because I should be uploading this video today on 420, gonna be going on stream, and it should be the first time that we're playing with Team of 3 with all comms. I hope, ideally, that's what will happen, and I'm excited. I think we're gonna do a lot better. I think it's gonna be a lot more fun. I think we'll get some better content out of it. I want to try to, I don't know if I'm gonna do a video for each session, but I want to try to do a video maybe every couple days or something like that. I don't know. I want to try to do like almost like a recap-ish type video after like every so many games, and do like keep updates on how the grind is going. Like I think that would be really cool, and I think it'd be a fun series, and I think it'd be a good way to keep track, and you know, depending on how it goes, like after the fact, it could be fun to look back to as well. So that's kind of what I'm going for, and we'll see how that works out, because that is something that I definitely want to do. And yeah, it should be exciting, and I hope that I do get to do those videos. One more thing, Apex related as well, and Rewind related as well. If you guys saw, I did finally post that Battlefield 5 Rewind, and on top of that, I'm going to, or I already started working on the Apex Rewind, so I'm back on the Rewind grinds. I really want to get those done. It was this project that I announced. I got the Black Ops 1 done, then it took forever. I got the Battlefield 1, the Battlefield 5 one done, and now I want to get the others done as well, and I do have a few more lined up. And once I get the Apex one done, that'll be like the next, or that'll be like the last like big one. The others that'll come after that aren't as big, so I should be able to post them more consistently. But once I get done with this Apex one, hopefully in the next like 2 weeks or something like that, hopefully like early May, then we can get to the little ones, and you know, ideally I can have the rewinds done. If I'm thinking realistically here, ideally I can have the rewinds done by like June or something like that, or in June. I mean, super ideal would be like end of May, but I doubt that. So realistically, by June we could see the rewinds be done, and that would be pretty cool, because I've been enjoying them so far, and they've been really fun to make. And yeah, I hope you guys are, I mean, from what I've seen, you guys are enjoying them too, and I think it's one of the cooler like video ideas that I've had to do on the channel, and I really want to make sure that I finish that project. So I just started working on that Apex Rewind. I got like the first step of it done, which is to go through all the clips and sort of organize, like, you know, I basically just take notes and go through and basically put all that stuff down to remind myself like what the clips are, and then I put them into categories, and I haven't gotten to that yet, but I have went through all the clips and put the descriptions down. Next step I'm going to do is I'm going to divide them into the categories, and then once I do that, I'm going to start editing it. And once I start editing it, I could realistically get this done within the next, like, I would say 2 weeks max. I could get this done. So looking forward to that. Glad that I finally started working on it. And the Apex one has a lot of pretty good and pretty funny clips. So even if you don't like Apex, I think you'll like that rewind, because there's just a lot of dumb stuff, and some of the best clips really are in that one. So that one should be really fun. Other than that, I guess the only other thing I have to say, as we're getting to the end here, we're in this end game of this this gold level, gold level game here, because so a little bit adding to the story here, because I think I said in the beginning I was going to go through this, and I completely went to everything else and did not explain it. So the reason I was playing on Sector's account here is because we needed Matt and I were hitting a point where we were still making gains, but we weren't making the gains that we wanted to be making, and we realized that if we were, especially with the amount of time given, if we started at the beginning, if we wanted to make it as a duo, I'm sure we could make it as a duo to Pred. If we started from the beginning, but with the amount of time that we have, we just got to the point where we both mutually agreed that it was like, we need a third with comms, and that's how we're going to do it. And if we do that, it'll make things a lot easier and a lot better, and it should make things it should make it to the point where instead of it being like, okay, we can do this, if we have a third with comms and we play consistently, that'll take it to the point where it's like, okay, we should do this. You know what I mean? It'd be a failure on our part if we don't pull it off, if we have that. So, playing with Sean here, the Asian sensation, always really good teammate on Apex, and I was like, you know what, definitely if we're going to have a third that's going to grind those levels, that has the capability to do it, you know, we'll be able to play with us as a team, should have good chem and comms and all that stuff, and good gameplay as well. He's a good player. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to get him up to plat. And the problem was that he was at like gold, and he only was grinding by himself to get through gold. And like I said, you can do that, but it takes a lot longer. You know, it takes a lot longer to get through it, because especially like the teammates that you get at this level, a lot of them actually are gold levels, so they're not that great. Which sounds funny because gold and plat is like average, but a lot of the gold and plat players are not that great and not even that average. Like these lobbies, the difference between these lobbies and the diamond lobbies that we're in, it's ridiculous. So I asked Justin, I was like, you know what? We grinded you up to gold, Justin, let me go on your account, and then I'll go and grind with him, and I'll get him up to plat on your account. So that's what he did. Justin, thanks to Justin, shout out to him for giving me his account, and I played on his account for a good like 4 or 5, I don't even know if it was 6 hours. We got through it so fast. We freaking blazed through it. So I went on his account, played for however many hours, and grinded him. It only took 1 day. Only took 1 day and like 2 small sessions. Grinded him all the way up to plat, which is where we needed to get him to, so he could play with us at the diamond level, because we should be able to get him to diamond before Matt and I get into masters. And in Apex ranked, it's this thing where you need to be like within 1 tier of each other at a certain level. So like if you're in diamond, your teammates need to be in platinum and masters. If you're in diamond, you cannot play with a predator, I believe, and you cannot play with like gold or anything below that. So that's why we needed to do this. So that is why I asked Justin, and why he let me have his account, and I got on here to grind with him and get him all the way up, and it was super fun. These games, it was good, especially with how frustrating some of the games Matt and I were playing were, to get into these gold lobbies and to have some fun and just like get some wins and get some of that momentum. And it definitely helped. It was definitely refreshing, and it felt good too, and especially the fact that now we did get him into plat, so today we should be able to start on that grind as a team of 3, and ideally make that pred grind, even though it is definitely a bit last second. I think that, especially with how well we were playing, how well I was playing with Matt and how well I was playing with Sean, team of 2, at our lobbies, I think that team of 3 with comms will be chilling. I really do. I think that we'll definitely be able to pull this off, and it'll be a disappointment if we don't. And yeah, if you guys want to follow the journey, these ranked games get pretty intense. There's some pretty funny moments, but a lot of good gameplay. And I don't know, if you're into the competitive aspect, it does get pretty interesting to play out and to watch, and follow us along the journey. So if you want to do that, I'll be streaming these pretty much every time we do a grind sesh. I'll be streaming it, trying to follow this journey into the Predator. And of course, Twitch channel, same as my YouTube channel, Sector701's. So if you want to check that out, I'll be on there anytime that we're grinding. Usually like at night, pretty much. Usually like weekdays at night. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Solid gameplay there on Sector's account. Might be my only gameplay that I upload from Sector's account on my YouTube channel, and those are the best stats that he'll ever have on Apex right there. So there you go. I believe I set his highest kill count. There's a stat for highest kills. I believe that was his highest kill game on his account now. Is that game? So that's just fantastic. You're welcome, Justin. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Feel free to follow us along the journey, and see you next time.